de regreso en Ahora o Nunca para hablar con quien yo me imagino lo tengo que presentar, el mejor peleador libra por libra del mundo. Pero es mejor que nos lo diga él. Así es que, señoras y señores, le vamos a dar la bienvenida al campeón de peso welter en UFC con nosotros en el programa. Kamaru Usman está con nosotros en el show. Hola, Kamaru, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien, bien. ¿Y tú?
I believe I have to introduce you as the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. Am I correct?
I think you are correct. A majority of the world, especially ESPN, and those that really know sports are correct as well, as they believe that I am the pound for pound champion and best fighter in the world. Now, let's not forget, and this is no disrespect at all, John Jones' body of work total. Yes, I personally, I'm a fan of the sport. I believe he is the pound for pound, but I'm not done yet. I still have a lot of room to go, a lot of fighting to do. But right now in the present time, because I am active, I'm fighting. John is not active. I believe that I am the pound for pound fighter on the planet right now.
Yeah, we agree on that. And you just said you're still active, but if we pause for a second, you pretty much swept your division. Like when you look at the rankings, you beat the top 5 right now. So what's your next challenge, Kamaru?
I love that. I love the fact that I've kind of ran through the division, and because that's one thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to let them know that I'm not just good. I'm not just the best. I'm better than everybody. But the only way to improve on that is to show them that not only am I so much better than everybody, I'm gonna come back around and make them worse than I did the first time. And that's what I'm starting to do now. This is like, I compare this to a race, a track meet. We're running a race. I'm so far in front that I'm coming around and I'm passing everybody again. And that's what I aim to do to the division. After I do that, I think it pretty much speaks for itself that the work that I have done.
I think we saw that with Jorge Masvidal.
Yes, the conditions were hard. So that first fight, it was difficult for both of us. I had to figure things out so quickly. I didn't have a lot of time to plan for Jorge Masvidal. And now that we got the right amount of time to plan, I wanted to send a message to him and every other guy in the division that when they want to challenge me, it's okay. I like challengers because when you challenge me, then I make money. If nobody challenges me, then I don't make money. So I like that. But if you have to challenge me, be careful what you say. Be careful what you do when you're training, because I will see everything. And not only do I see everything, my team will see everything and they will let me know. And when they let me know, I'm like a judge. I am the judge. When you do something, I am going to judge you. And then I'm also going to give the punishment. And if punishment, we see what happens with Jorge Masvidal. I give very harsh punishment.
When you look back in the rear view mirror, who do you see as your next challenger? Who do you want to fight next?
Nobody. I'm that far ahead to where I'm bored now. I'm bored. I'm so far. I'm looking back. I don't see anybody, and I'm bored. I almost want to just take a rest, but I don't know. I think that Leon Edwards is fighting Nate Diaz. I think the winner of that fight could be interesting. That could be someone else that I face in the near future. We've got this YouTube fighter running his mouth now, saying that he wants to box. He wants to test himself. I think that's a guy that I can go out and knock out really quickly and make it home for dinner. So I think that's also an interesting one as well. So I don't know right now. It's up to these guys to break through. It's up for them to show me something and let me know that I'm the guy, I'm the dangerous guy. Pay attention to me. You should be worried about me. But right now, none of these guys I'm worried about. I think the YouTube guy right now is actually, making more noise than all the other guys.
Why is it appealing? Other than the money, of course, but why would you put yourself in that position to fight someone that has nothing to do with the fight game?
I don't necessarily care for the fight. I don't care for it. I don't really entertain it, to honestly. But when you see, there's a lot of work that I've put into my sport to get to the position that I'm in. And then when you see these guys come in and just, oh, I want to challenge him, I want to challenge that guy, it's almost disrespectful. It's almost disrespectful to the point where, like I said earlier, I'm also the judge. And sometimes you might want to go out and send them a clear message and give them a harsh punishment.
How much money would it take for Kamaru Usman to actually fight one of these YouTube guys like Jake Paul?
I think the check would have to have 8 zeros in it. If there's 8 zeros in front of the check, then for sure we would consider it. For sure.
Now you know, guys. Now you know it's gonna take 8 zeros in that paycheck for Kamaru Usman. Did you? I'm pretty sure you heard what he had to say about DC, and Daniel Cormier is one of the most respected figures in the fight game. What did you think at the moment when these kids come and disrespect one of your colleagues, and again, one of the most respected guys in the game?
Yeah, that's actually the reason that what made me pay attention, because I didn't pay attention before. He was just a regular guy running his mouth and making a circus. But once he made the comments that he made about DC, DC is not just one of the most respected guys in the sport. DC is also a good close friend of mine, close friend. And once I saw that he made those comments, that's when I took notice. And if I'm in a position to guys a lesson, absolutely, because they're about my weight. So if they ever wanted to fight, I would be the guy that they would have to fight because we're the same weight class. Like Floyd, his brother's fighting Floyd. That doesn't make sense because Floyd is giving up almost 50 pounds to these guys. But I'm their weight. I'm that guy for them to pick on. I'm the guy that needs to discipline these guys. And if it makes sense, then of course we'll do it. But like I mentioned, it's going to take a lot of zeros to get me to get in there.
We're going to present you with a picture, and you tell us what this picture means to you. Would you consider a third fight against Jorge Masvidal?
Yeah, I would. If he went out and did the right things, yes, I think I would consider a third fight with Jorge.
What do you mean the right things?
He went out and got some wins over some top contenders and really showed the world that he's still able to compete. Then of course, give him another shot. Maybe he had a bad day the last fight. Maybe he had a worse day the fight before that. So then I'll give him an opportunity to show everyone that third time's a charm.
All right, what about this picture? What about Nate Diaz?
Absolutely. If Nate Diaz is able to go out there and get the job done next month, yes, I think the thing is I respect martial artists and I respect guys that have done it for a long time. So yes, if one thing that Nate Diaz is missing is ever that opportunity to challenge for a title. So he's kind of in that position. If he's able to go out there and beat one of the top contenders right now, then yeah, why not? I'll give him a shot to challenge for the title.
All right, let's move on to the next picture. What about Conor McGregor?
Loudmouth. Just a loudmouth. He does more talking now than he does fighting. So Conor McGregor is not someone that I would ever. If he wants to fight me, he knows where to find me. He knows where to find me. He can call me, and we'll make that fight happen.
The UFC world, inside among you fighters, what's the level of respect for Conor the fighter right now in May 2021?
Right now, it's more of a loud. He's a loud mouth. He's a guy that can compete, but he's not the champion. Conor McGregor. He's not the double champion. He's not that guy anymore. He's just a guy that's in the UFC, right? If he was just if he wasn't Conor, hasn't done the things that he's done, he would just be a regular fighter. That's probably the level of respect that he gets now. Is just he's a regular fighter with a lot of money and a lot of hype and recognition. But the old Conor, the hungry Conor, that was the fighter that fighters respected. Now, not that we don't respect him at all. He's still a UFC fighter, but he's just a regular fighter.
I have one final picture for you. I have a co-host, Hercules Gomez, former U.S. men's national soccer team, playing in the World Cup. His brother was actually a UFC fighter for a few years, now retired as a police officer in Las Vegas. Herc sustains that he had a future in fighting. When you look at that picture, what would you tell Hercules Gomez as you see that?
I would tell him, let's stick to soccer. Soccer is very good. Football, phenomenal sport, by the way. You can make more money right now. Do that and make more money if you can make it to the Premier League. So I would stick to soccer for sure.
That's a good call. See, now he's stuck with me right now. Do you have a favorite football team, a favorite soccer team that you follow?
Yes, I would have to say right now, just being honest, I kind of have to go with Arsenal. But there's players all across there's players all across the world that I love, that I respect a lot. But I kind of have to, if I want to just overall, I would have to go with Arsenal for sure.
I mean, whoever follows and supports Arsenal, that's legit luck, because it's been tough times for Arsenal recently. So I can definitely respect that. And Kamaru, you have everyone's respect. #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It has been a pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck in your career. We look forward for your next move. And again, we look forward to talking to you again in the near future. Thank you for taking the time, my friend. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Kamaru Usman con nosotros en Ahora o Nunca. Vámonos a una pausa y regresamos con más en el programa.